to a much more inexpensive way. So we want to have more customer, provide better offering for the customer in Hong Kong. So for Trinity, as I mentioned before, we have in the market for more than 7 years. We're talking about last year, we grew tremendously in Asia region. Talking about in 2 years before, we are managing $24 million procurement value. And now we are talking about 5 times more. And also we have customers over the world in Europe, USA, and also in Asia as well. So it means that our software is also support multi-languages with more than 7 different languages, including Korea, Chinese, English, French, Russian, and different languages as well. And as I mentioned before, we're not a new company. We actually have customers all over the world, including some customers in Asia, US, and also different countries. Some companies procure for different products, like Nippon Paints, they are looking for some chemical products, school for some surfaces and table, and also PC computer. For circuit board manufacturer, they're looking for IC. For some company looking for ties, some company looking for some medical product as well. So it means that if your company have some purchase request, no matter what kind of product, we can help you to improve your procurement process and also reduce the cost from the supplier as well. Before that, I would like to share with you one book. I'm a book reader. I always read book and then would like to share with different people. Based on this book, it's called Platform Revolution or Platform Strategy. According to this book, more than hundreds of top enterprise, half of it is make use of platform or cloud to make money. So if you are now planning to move it to a cloud platform, I think it's one of the way that how you make use of platform or cloud to adopt different type of business application or solution in this way. And although cloud is a trend, but something in the past it never changes. Is how you make money, how you grow your company. Is in Chinese it's called 開源節流. Is how to create new channel and also how to save costs. So this is always the same. So nothing changes. It's always the rule of how to make your company grow and how to make your company profitable. So for example, for new channels, as my last job is working for an e-commerce company, I always need to go to Shanghai and also Singapore and also Indonesia to have some e-commerce business. And I think e-commerce is one of the ways to create a new channel or to new revenue model for your company. But honestly speaking, to me, new commerce is very hard to do. For example, creating an e-commerce website is not very difficult. But the most difficult thing of e-commerce is how to attract the people from different websites to your company. Like, you need to invest a lot of advertisement costs from Facebook or Google to make sure that people are aware of your website. Or in China, you always need to subscribe or go to Taobao and then create a Tmall website, something like that. In fact, it's not creating a website. You actually how to attract different people to your specific web page, to listen to what kind of thing you are selling in the website. So it's different. And also for reduce expenditure or reduce some supplier cost, it's talking about sourcing. Sourcing is the right supplier, right thing to do. Talking about this sort of mechanism, to me, I think new channel is much more difficult to implement than saving cost from a supplier. Because if I want to create a new channel, you need a lot of things to cope with. Like, did your company have the scalability to cope with this new channel? Do you have sufficient marketing costs to attract people from Facebook or from Google AdWords to a specific website you want to sell things? But sourcing is different. Sourcing is focused on supplier. If you have a very effective way to share with your supplier how to reduce the cost, or you have the very effective way to pick a right supplier, this is much more easy. If talking about this sort of thing, there's a formula on how to calculate cost saving on supplier is much more easy than creating a new channel. This is something from the theory of procurement and these sort of things. I can share with you later if you want to know how to calculate the rule. So our company is focused on strategic sourcing application. This is a type of procurement software that in the market is more than 10 years already. So what do you mean by strategic procurement software? I would say procurement software is broken down into 2 different streams. One is called upstream procurement. The one other thing is called downstream procurement. Downstream procurement is talking about when a contract is already signed, how you monitor the performance of a supplier and how to make sure the supplier deliver what they commit or the SLA. For upstream procurement, this is something I focus on in this company. It's talking about how to pick a right supplier and also how to pick some saving opportunity. For example, reverse auction bidding is we are grouping some supplier and give them some pressure and then hope they can will reduce the price of the cost. You know, currently, if talking about a one-to-one relationship between the supplier, you are very hard to reduce the cost. But talking about if you group different suppliers all together and form a bidding sessions, sometimes you can save some procurement cost 5% to 30%. Up to my record in our company, we actually can save the supplier cost more than half. So this is something, I don't want to go into too much detail about the definition of this sort of thing by Gartner, talking about supplier saving costs or negotiation. This is the definition that usually the software will implement this sort of thing after. And talk about strategic sourcing platform. In general, from Gartner or Forrester, this is the 5 definition. E-sourcing is talking about RFQ. You send a specific request of information. In the past, if you without this software, you're talking about using Excel spreadsheet, and then based on an email sent to the supplier and then return to you. And sometimes it's not very transparent, it's not very automated. But you're talking about using a software on the web. Then you can easily send different procurement RFQ and RFI to different supplier, and then requesting for some information, and then just like what is your minimum order quality, are you are ISO 9002 compliant, what is your shipment period, how you install this install specific hardware, something like that. And bidding, we support reverse and silent bidding, spend analysis, contract management, and also supplier-based management. So down to much more details, we have 7 features. Compared to, other than the most useful procurement features, we also cloud ready, and also we support business services. We also have a team of support people in China that actually can help you to host the bidding session as well. If all your supplier is in China, we actually have a support team with more than 10 people. Some people is native speaking of Russian and also French and also English and also Mandarin that help you to communicate with the supplier much more easier. And also talking about specific 2 feature about bidding, as I don't have too much time. The first one is the bidding platform. We can invite different suppliers from all over the world, sometimes maybe in China or maybe in somewhere in Asia, to host an internet session in the cloud environment that every different supplier to have to submit the price. And we have the rule. Every submission of the price must be lower than the previous. So it means that if you have several submissions per web event, that it means that you already decrease the price or discount the price several times already. So based on this sort of thing, you usually can easily get 5% discount of your overall purchase. This is how we make use of our software or cloud platform to group different suppliers together and then have some discount. And also, we can also have very flexible how to pause the event and how to invite new supplier into the event as well. Just like in the past, without this sort of cloud platform, you need to invite the people to a specific meeting or even make use of some specific host a meeting to do this sort of thing. But now we can do it on the web. And also our platform is also on iPad, Android, and also on browser. It is native to Android and iPhone as well. For example, this is a bidding dashboard we have. For some company, like supermarket and also like some manufacturing company, I'm really surprised. I have some customer, they're talking about more than 3,000 bid per year. Some manufacturing companies talking about 300 bid per year. It means that for every month, they're talking about hundreds of different type of bidding, this sort of thing, to help to work with the supplier to save the cost. And this is some of the bidding event screen. You can see that different supplier in different stage will try to have different price submissions. So that means that ultimately the buyer can enjoy a cheaper price of the same product. And also after that, we have a spend analysis report to talk about how many cost saving you have. So if your CEO have to give you a target that every year you need to save 5% of your procurement cost, then actually this sort of report overall can give you the answer to how we can make use of this software, this platform to help you to cost save your procurement cost. And we also support different type of bidding. Bidding is not just talking about Dutch option that just start from a high to lower price. We also support English option if you want to buy things, if you want to purchase, sell things. And also benchmark option based on specific buyer, and also silence option. You know, in Chinese, there's a keyword we call 伪标. Using silence option, we don't know different supplier, and also we award the supplier to team up together to make some chips of this sort of thing. So we have some silent option, 伪标, to make sure we don't have any, no corruption or no this sort of thing. Make it much more transparent. And also multiple SKU, we can actually bid different product all together in a single bid. For sure, this sort of thing, we need more detailed description or more detailed session to talk about how this sort of thing will work in our company. But this sort of thing is already used by a lot of companies. Currently, our customer is adopt this sort of thing already. Bidding is only one of the way to do the procurement process. For example, if I have a purchase request for 1,000 PC, I have 5 suppliers, and then before I do a bidding, I actually will send an RFP and RFQ to those suppliers to make sure they fulfill the requirement. For example, is this supplier have a minimum order quality of 1,000? Is this supplier can support on-site support? Do they have PAC-C? Do they have CE compliant or ISO 9000 compliant? So we can send an RFQ or RFI to all the suppliers, maybe 5 suppliers, only 3 can fulfill the requirement. Then we just invite these 3 suppliers to have a bidding. So the whole process is RFP and also bidding, and also after that you have contract management. So it's the whole process of a procurement life cycle. So for RFX, we don't need to do fill in the form in an Excel. We actually have an online form to help you to create a template. The template can be different type of question, multiple choice, upload a file, yes or no, or even a table or a spreadsheet. So it means that you can base on our software to create a very flexible or different type of questionnaire for your supplier to fill in the form. And after that, the supplier will return the form with the answers. And then the buyer and also the buyer's manager or the company, the colleagues from your company can have comment and compare different results. And also you can score and give comment. So after that, you may finally will get 3 out of 5 suppliers fulfill your requirement. And after that, you can do a bidding on that. That's it. This is, I understand I can't talk about all the features, but just highlight one or 2 of it. And then just share with you 2 successful cases, and then that's it. For a successful case, we have a customer called Nippon Paint. It's a customer is talking about top 10 chemical industry. And also the sales revenue of this company is talking about 50 billion revenue in China. And also for this customer, we actually host a lot, some different type of bidding event, and per year we have them to save 247 million RMB per year. So with this software, we do help the customer. Not talking about improve your productivity, improve your employee transparent or accuracy. It's talking about actual saving based on this software implementations. And also we have another customer called OBI. Although customer in Hong Kong may not quite familiar with this company. Have you heard about a company called B&O? In 1 year before, we have a company in Megabox. It's talking about selling furnitures, but self-created. You need to create your self-furniture from the raw products. But you know, Hong Kong people, we don't have these cultures. They don't like the European and also American. They create their own thing. So this is something very hot in Europe and also in US. And also, this is also one of the largest customers. We also can have this customer to save half of your purchasing cost as well. So this company is a big company with more than 700 stores in Europe and also in different countries. For sure, we have a lot of successful cases school, hotel, manufacturing, and also garment industry, different company. Even McKinsey's make use of our software to do consulting in China. So we actually already have a lot of customer implement this sort of thing all over the world. And finally, this is my final slide. This is the benefit using our software, reduce cost. We actually can group or give pressure to the supplier, and then successfully lower the price of supplier, sometimes up to 51%. And shorten the procurement life cycle, automate the RFX, tendering and option process, and then usually we can spend less time on this sort of thing. And in the immediate return, we don't have long cycle of implementation. We are cloud-based. Usually the customer, we offer the solution to them, only less than 10% will do customization. Most of them are ready to use. Not much specific requirement for cost procurement and bidding is quite standard process. And call to actions, you can go to our demo booth. We have some souvenir and also some much more detailed brochure. And also we can offer software trial run for 2 weeks. For example, if you have an intermediate procurement request, we can actually